Good morning, y'all. It's StudioVlog number 2. Welcome. Anyways, I managed to finish the StudioVlog number 1 and put it on the internet. It's probably an epic disaster in a certain point of view, but not necessarily. It's a step forward. It's gonna be cool to see where this whole studio vlog journey began and how cringe or awkward it was at the beginning, like this, and see where we're gonna get whilst, it unravels, it unfolds, if you might say so. Anyways, I've been doing a little bit of reorganizing over here. The background is still pretty much that. It looks a little bit more tidy, right? Because some junk is out of there. Also, it's still a little bit echoey. Because this wall is now kind of clean. This wall is kind of clean right now because I moved that shelving unit in that corner over there. So let me show you. So now we got this shelving in the background over here in the corner. And that's my door. Once I come in, well, that's on the right side over there. I kind of moved like all of my music gear and some collectibles over there, some boxes. Like I said, I have now this empty space over here. This is still like my music bass rig thingamabob. What I'm thinking of, guys, is I might end up taking that little thing over there out and pushing the table inside the corner, basically making a shorter L that leaves me with a little bit of room over here, and I might end up making my bass rig on this side. I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna manage that. I'm still not sure exactly how and what I'm gonna do here. I'm just gonna spend some quality time down here and move things from one side to another and see what vibes, what feels good. I'm obviously not gonna record every little shit that I move from one side to the other, because that is not interesting, and that is why this up-to-date thing is like, after things have been placed or moved. Because the way I function, I really don't know how to explain this, but the way I function is I have an idea in my mind, but I'm not 100% sure, because in my mind it usually, looks a different way than it actually might be in real life once I actually do it. So my expectations are A, and whilst I do that, and when I'm finished, expectations are B or X or Y or Z. And then I, start the process all over again. At least that's how I tend to do. So yeah, anyways, today it's Monday. It's the 29th of September. Not necessarily doing anything specific, so to say. I'm just gonna hang around here, feel the vibe, look around what it is that, might spark an interest in, getting shit done. And yeah, also today is like the first day since like starting my old schedule again. So I'm gonna go with the bike to work starting now, which I haven't done before. I finally got like a chain lock for it, because it's an expensive bike and I don't want anything to happen to it. So yeah, also like the cold weather is coming, so I really have to see how that's gonna work out. If not, I can always walk. That kind of sucks also. At least with the bike I'm fast. I don't have to freeze my ass off too much. I'm not taking the car anymore because my wife can finally drive, and she'll be taking the kid to kindergarten and stuff like that. But yeah, just hanging out. Just hanging out. Monday vibes. You know, Mondays are always slow. After a weekend, we're always slow on the Monday. How's your Monday? Day number 2. Consecutive day. Did it. Still here. As you can hear by the echo in this chamber, I have moved shit around. Right now, I'm definitely in the corner. Definitely in the corner of the studio. I managed to move the entire table. It was hard to push this thing. Luckily the rug is good. It doesn't fizzle and it doesn't break from the weight of the entire table with the entire PC and 2 monitor setup on it. I managed to push it to the corner. So let me show you guys exactly. This is what I'm dealing with now. Let me back up as much as I can. That is my corner. I managed to get a little bit of space over there. I still don't know exactly. I'm thinking something of like that situation up in that corner on the wall, so to say. But then I will like block all of that. Still don't know exactly how the monitors, how much I'm gonna angle them, because I'm sitting in the corner right now, so I'm not facing directly the wall. I'm gonna face directly the corner. Right now I'm mostly at an angle, still watching a lot of bass related videos. It's the SBL podcast, one of my favorite things to watch. Yeah, the PC is right there in the corner. Didn't really tidy up too much over here. And like I said, if I turn around, this wall is kind of empty now. That's the light bouncing off from the ceiling, so it's as soft as possible. It is a soft box, so it's one of those harsher soft boxes, you know, the cheap ones that I had like forever. It was the first thing I invested in. And yeah, if you're wondering about that pink thing over there, it's an old mattress from Sofia, and it's basically, you know, a mattress. So I'm using it as a sound diffusing thing. I'm not entirely sure where I'm gonna use that. So yeah, today. The plan today is to roam around the internets a little bit. Not much. I dumped the footage from yesterday. That's pretty much something I have to get used to. Either I have the time exactly after I stop recording and dump it, but typically I will probably forget because I'm probably gonna end up being late or some shit like that, and I don't want to do something and not estimate the time correctly and end up being late or something like that. So it's easier for me to just, you know, do it like the first thing when I come down here, fire up the PC, dump the footage. While it's dumping the footage, I can unwind, I can relax a little bit, maybe get my thoughts in order a little bit, and whilst it's done copying all of the files, I can say hi to you guys and start recording like this. Also, it is very eye-catching, how do you call this? The autofocus, the eye tracker. I think it's the eye tracker, because it's going from my eye to my entire face, because I have glasses and it's reflecting the light sometimes and it doesn't pick up my eyes very well. And I constantly see that little flashy thing with the corner of my eye. So that's why I still keep on looking at the screen most of the times. But I have noticed lately by watching other YouTubers, a lot of them are like this. So yeah, guys, we're doing this and that and that, and they're checking themselves out, whilst talking to the camera. Obviously, you want to go from this point of view to this point of view from time to time, and it makes it feel more natural. So that is something I have to get familiar with, until it becomes natural and you don't think about it anymore. That's pretty much all that this is, right? The more you do it, it's just like hanging out with a friend and talking and whatever. Whatever it is, you don't really think about it anymore, right? You're just in the conversation, in the thing, in the zone. So yeah, that bass over there, what they're talking about today, that's a commercial. That's a almost $15,000 bass, custom bass from Fender. It's a half fretted, half fretless bass with built-in fuzz and echo and some other things and two types of different styles of pickups in it, and it's a jazz bass, or I don't know. It's a whole monstrosity. For me, that is in the unobtainium category, right up there with a lot of stuff that I would like to get my grimy little paws on. But we're starting slow, starting small, with obtainable things that bring me joy in this life that is not so long, and we gotta do the best that we can with the little time span that we have, and not always postpone everything at the end of our years where we're just too fucking tired to do anything else. So yeah, I want to enjoy the precious time that I have doing the things that I love. That being said, the bass has been ordered. You guys know that. I am dying for that bass to come, to actually see what a fan-fretted bass feels like and how it sounds and all that, and starting to acquire some more gear and stuff like that, and doing this studio a little bit of justice. It's gonna be interesting when I start wiring everything and experimenting with sound. I don't want to blast volume in here, obviously. I'm probably gonna have like a very chill volume in here, like small practice amp just for you to hear, for me basically. But you guys are always going to hear like the edited version, so everything that I directly capture is going to be quality sound anyways. And other than that, when I really have to like listen to the sound quality and all that things, I'm thinking about getting some IEMs in-ear monitors. IEMs. So those are probably the way to go, or really good headphones, studio quality headphones. That's pretty much the thing that we're gonna do today. I don't know, I'm gonna slowly look around each corner and figure out some sort of situation over here. This has been the up-to-date second day of the second studio vlog, and like I said, scouring the internets a little bit, dumped the footage, keeping you guys up to date. See you guys tomorrow. Hey, we're keeping up the streak. 3rd day in a row. I'm down here. So that's good. Watching some, I forgot his name. Yannick Gwizdala. Great killer bassist. He has his own podcast that he does alone about basses and stuff like that. And just watching his like new signature basses or some shit like that he did with brand. I don't know. Watching things about bass, about music. I'm really into the music phase right now. As you guys can tell, I've been talking about basses and stuff like that and the music studio and all of that jazz. So yeah, today we're keeping it up consistent. I dumped the footage from yesterday, picked up the camera, everything seems fine. We're down here mumbling away, keeping you guys up to date. So I ended up moving some shit a little bit around. I'm not feeling it 100%, but I can start moving around, and I slowly like decluttered most of the things that are in the way, and now I kind of have a pathway again so I can walk through my studio and also go inside of the garage, because that door was completely blocked off. So now I only have like a little bit of junk that I can just move aside, and I can actually access the garage again. It is getting colder outside. I am feeling a little bit congested, or how you say, slight throat pain, and I don't know, runny nose, stuffy nose. It sucks. Getting my immunity back up again is it's kind of hard. But I'm hoping that, you know, if I stay consistent with everything as I'm saying, I'm just gonna get used to it again, hopefully, or I'll just be sick. Regardless, gotta push through it. Headaches have gotten less. Still feel the back stabs in the back of my head from time to time, but they're not as bad. I still think it was because I was very tensioned, a lot of tension in the back of my neck, that part. I don't know how it's called. Yeah, I'm trying to relax. Apparently, you know, getting a little bit more sleep is working out fine, slowly. Not rushing anything, trying to be more, you know, in the moment. But yeah, up until now, I also feel more refreshed. I think that's how I feel in the state that I have a more flowy morning, so to say, and I get to do all the things that I want to do in the morning and slowly wake up, drink my coffee and stuff like that, and then get ready and just come down here, and I still have almost 2 hours of, so to say, work time that I can spend down here. So I think that's great. I mean, I'm focusing to get at least an hour of work where I know that I can come down here and I can focus, and I have 1 hour. In 1 hour you can do a lot of stuff, a lot of things. I often butcher words because I think of two at the same time, and I kind of want to say both of them. So stuff and things, I wanted to say stings. That's what my brain thought. But yeah, I kind of catch myself doing that. So yeah, that's the thing. But yeah, just still moving shit around, still feeling the vibes of the studio, slowly growing. There's not much I can show you guys other than behind me I did this monstrosity over here, so that was all in front of the door, and now everything's like laid over here. And yeah, I can get my tripod out and I can place it around. Like, I hit something, but you know, I can place it around. This is almost as far as this thing goes. So yeah, slowly starting to get, you know, a little bit more spacious. And I can place you guys around a little bit. Also this part. And if we get into this corner, now this is a little bit heftier because it's still under construction. But this corner is also gonna be like a thing, and then I can, you know, access basically this corner, which I don't know what's gonna be, but you know, it's a different angle. So the more space I have here, the better, you know, because space is limited. Hope you guys don't feel motion sick. Ooh. So yeah, that is day 3 consecutive, up to date. We did all of the things that I planned to. Like I said, I don't know exactly how I'm progressing, but each day if I do a little bit, we're good. We're good. Hopefully I can get my PC situation here a little bit more cozy and comfy. And I miss gaming, but I know that if I start with streaming games and everything else is going to like deteriorate, and I'm just gonna drop everything and not do anything and not progress. So right now I'm really focusing on getting this shit done. Like I said, I have about 2 weeks time to have a quote unquote proper functioning studio for music and recording and video making. That's my ultimate goal. So at the end of October, because today's the 1st, at the end of October, I'm hoping I can start my music journey and also start creating my music channel. So that's a thing that has been on my agenda for a long time coming. And this channel is pretty much basically my journey as a content creator, and you know, me being me and documenting all of the things that I do. So everything that I'm gonna do on the other channels is gonna be mentioned here. So whatever it is that I'm doing, no matter what, here I'm always going to shortly vlog everything and keep everything up to date, at least story-wise, you know, showing off things, what I do, what I learn, what I get, what I buy, what's on my mind, and things like that. So yeah, I'm pretty happy, and also I feel more confident a little bit more and more each day. And this is getting to be really cool for me because I've been dreaming about this a long time, and this whole move it had its ups and downs, and this little studio space that I have here went through a lot, and I can finally say that I'm slowly starting to get to that point where I feel comfortable in here, and hopefully I don't mess everything up again and, you know, make it full of junk again, and basically so that I can move and I have to start all over again. I don't want to do that. I'm consistent now. Still have to figure out all of the humidity and stuff like that. I'm still trying out things, and you know, it's gonna get colder. I do have that little heater over there. Yeah, that thing over there. It's awesome. It warms up the place really fast. I just have to see how everything reacts to when it's cold for a longer period of time. I'm also I'm always a little bit biased and skeptic and a little bit nervous with electronic gear that stays a little bit in the cold, but usually I get about 10 degrees Celsius. That's the coldest that I had down here. So I don't know how much that affects music gear and electronic stuff. I know the monitors had flickering when I came down here and it was really cold, but as soon as I warmed up the place a little bit, it sorted itself out. I haven't had that problem since, because it's obviously warmer now. But yeah, those are still things and issues, I guess, that I will have to deal with and learn about as I go through. Hey there, it's me, Mr. Consistency, or whatever you want to call it. I am stoked. Day number 4, y'all. Day number 4 down here in the studio. I don't know what I'm just doing, but I am excited for myself. And that's a good feeling. It's something I didn't have in a long ass time. I'm starting to actually feel in my zone again. You know, I'm constantly thinking about things that I like and I want to do, and this is just awesome. You know, I hate the whole gloopy, mopey feeling that we tend to have in the last couple of years, I guess. I don't know. It's just dragging us down. I know. A lot of people talk about it. We're all the same. And no one's gonna get you out of the rut, so to say, unless you try to climb out, I guess. That's what I'm doing for myself. That being said, day number 4, yeah! I guess throughout this entire studio vlog number 2, which is this, it's more about me trying to be consistently showing up, hitting the record button and doing things. And like I said, there's not much plan into anything that I'm doing here. Each day, as I constantly say throughout the video, I move shit around and see how things feel. I ended up moving a couple of more things. I have this tower of boxes over here on the side of the table, so to say, that freed up a lot of space over there. So I have a little bit more spacious things. This table on this side, I don't know what I'm gonna do with that one. So right now, this is just, I guess, some sort of a storage situation. I am thinking of changing this table into a studio version of some sort of this situation, basically. It's a studio table, just like this, a little bit bigger, but the feet actually have like rack mounts. So everything below it is I don't even know how these things are called, but it's basically a rack. So any rack gear that you acquire, you can install into that table beneath it. So that's kind of cool, because you can add trays or drawers to it, store all your music gear and stuff like that, or just start acquiring studio gear specifically that are rack mountable, which there's a lot of. And yeah, you can do that. Also, I want to get like guitars in here and a guitar stand and more, video processing gear, specifically like lights and cameras and the whole spiel what you need for videography. So those are two main components that have to live inside of here, and they don't have to fight with my creativity and my being and my sanity in here. So everything has to function, and it has to have like a specific place, because I don't want to constantly be moving things around. I want them to be accessible for use. That, you know, you gotta use your shit. That being said, let me get you guys over here. I am not the most perfect in any sort of way. All that I have done before, even editing now feels like day one. I'm such a noob at it. You know, not doing it for a long time makes you dread everything again. Getting into the flow is just doing the things until you start having them as second nature, I guess. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, hopefully with each vlog, each week, editing these videos is gonna start feeling more natural. I'm gonna start, you know, experimenting around with editing things, little bits and bobs at the beginning, so that I can get into a flow of things where I feel natural, where I feel comfortable, and it doesn't feel like a chore. Because that's when things don't, you know, when things start feeling like a chore and not fun to do, that's when you, like, you know, space out and kind of your body just reacts to, no, I don't want to do that. I'll just leave it as it is, or I'll just do something else. Procrastination, right? It's always easier to do nothing or do something else than, you know, something that's hard or inconvenient. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Today I am a little bit late, or later than the other days, but since I got my schedule back, so to say, with the extra hour, as I was saying, it feels good. As you guys can see, I'm more refreshed. As I keep saying throughout the days, I feel better. Even though I'm late, I'm not, you know, that late so that I can't be here specifically to do something, even if it's just watching a YouTube video or looking up something, or just dropping footage, or I don't know. Like I said, when the studio is also functioning as a musical side, I can still come here, and even if I don't do anything video-wise so much, I can still practice like the bass or guitar or whatever it is that I'm gonna have over here. Also, musically, I did end up putting batteries in the new Casio that I bought at the flea market. So with 6 batteries in it, it works. It's by default on the almost max volume, because I think max volume is 9. It's at 7, and it's very loud. I usually put it at the lowest, almost at 1. Let's put it at 2. Let's put some sound effects. Space pad 73. Okay, let's see, what does this thing sound like? Okay. So that's a nice little toy to have, even if it's not, you know, best quality or whatever you might think of, you know, a cheap keyboard like that. It's still, for me as a beginner, you know, whatever this is, because I can't really call myself a keyboard player. I'm just having fun. For me, you know, finding things like this at the flea market is perfect. I don't have to invest a lot of money. I can have my fun with it. I can doodle around. And it's a decent sized keyboard. I mean, it has like, they're not weighted keys, so they're not like a real piano or something like that. But they are the big keys, so you can have that feel. Like I said, I am not a keyboard player. I have no idea. I type like a monkey. So that's one thing. But, you know, playing around with sounds, with the feel of the instrument and stuff like that, and just, you know, making things is always fun. Because I don't do it to be popular or whatever. I just do it for myself, and it's fun. Even if I just play around with some synths or whatever that thing has, or a beat. It's cool. And people, I think, you guys should start making things for yourself because you think it's cool. Not everything has to be for the algorithm and online and, you know, for others to see necessarily. Just do things for yourself. If you want to document it, sure, fine. But the motive has to be for yourself. That's pretty much what I'm trying to do here. Like I said, the journey unfolds. But that's it for today. I have like not that much today. Like I said, I'm a little bit late. I have half an hour to doodle around a little bit in my studio, see if I move some more shit around. And yeah, keeping you up to date. Tomorrow is actually like a holiday or whatever, and I don't have to work, so tomorrow there's like another big flea market, and yeah, I'm gonna take some of my change that I've acquired throughout the days and put aside and see what else I can find. And that kind of rhymed. No puns intended. Whatever. See you guys tomorrow, I guess. I don't know. I'll show you guys something. I'll keep you up to date as I do. See you there. And then maybe I'll show you what I found. Well, it's not Friday. It's the day after. Saturday. Friday happened. So, as promised, as I said, well, I said something. I said I was gonna do a prep work for going to the flea market. I didn't end up shooting anything because I felt tired, woke up a little bit late, and I had some chores I needed done. So I kind of focused myself on that. Had like a nice chill morning with my family, and I really wanted to get like all of my chores done so that we can just like be ready and head out straight to the flea market. I was really enthusiastic and I felt really good about going. Now, I did not know what to expect, but I was hoping it was gonna be like a bigger flea market. However, my wife told me that she also wanted to participate in selling, you know, kid stuff and blah blah blah. But the recommendations for acquiring your lot where you can set up shop were pretty costly. So I figured if it's costly to buy your space to sell, guessing that most people are gonna sell things like at higher prices to, you know, counterbalance the loss that they have for the lot fees. So I wasn't expecting too much cool shit to be, you know, affordable. I was expecting to find at least something. So yeah, I went in with an open mind, so to say. Recently also, if you guys can see in the background, you're gonna see like synth and keyboard videos. You know, since I got this thing and, you know, that thing, I said, you know, I really like music and knobs and blobs and bits like that. So I'm always looking out for anything musical related at flea markets. So that's definitely something on my bucket list. And it's really hard to find because there's not like a whole lot of musical things that are being sold in flea markets. It's usually kind of the same old crap that you can see that nobody wants. than clothes and, you know, your random things. My, how should I say this? My things that I focus on whilst going to flea markets are anything game related. So anything that has like console games or PC games or, you know, handhelds, anything like that. Consoles specifically, if you find like a good deal or something like that. And also, you know, anime, manga, cartoons, toys, stuff like that. So anything on the nerdy side. So that's always something to look for. You never know what you're gonna find, right? Then there's the whole photo, camera, video. That's also something that I focus on because from time to time you find, like I showed you guys in previous videos, I found a lot of digital cameras and stuff like that, little point and shoot cameras. So I'm really into those things. And yeah, like I said, also music stuff. So I'm looking for things like CDs, CD players, boom boxes and stuff like that, or, you know, anything like a musical instrument. So those are my categories basically, and I want to say that in the end of the day, for me, even though it was kind of disappointing, you know, the whole flea market was not the best experience, so to say, but I did manage to find most of the things from my bucket list, so to say. And yeah, let me show you guys what we got. First and foremost, I found another 3DS. Now this is from a previous flea market. I bought, you know, like a really cheap DS game. It's from Kim Possible. That's how that looks. It was just, oh yeah, it's also taped. I didn't even look inside. I didn't open anything. I'm hoping everything's okay, because you can't, at these kind of flea markets with everything's marked, you don't haggle, you don't hustle, you don't speak, you just take it, and at the exit you pay it, and that's it. So let me see if I, ooh, there's also like a woman's hair in there. Ugh. So yeah, there's the cartridge, and the booklet looks clean. The game itself looks okay. The cartridge, like that. So that was the first one that I got a while back, and now we found a Rayman. Which one's this one? The Rayman 3D for the 3DS. I also didn't pay too much. I think also €3. There's the booklet and the game. The game has a little wear on the cartridge. Yeah, it's there. So it has a little wear over there on that corner up there. Other than that, looks in perfect condition. So, games, so to say. Anything game related. I also picked up a copy of Assassin's Creed Brotherhood for the PS3. This one also good condition. You know, €5. €5 for PS3 game. That's good in my book. So gaming things, check off the list. Then I found something really interesting, really cool. I found Metal Gear Solid comic books. It's a 4-band series. You guys can see it's 1 out of 4, and I did end up buying all 4 of them. So we got first one, looks like that. Back looks like that. Then second one. Then the third one. Very nice cover. And the fourth one. The dude did say, if you buy, you gotta buy all 4. He wanted 10, I gave 8. I said 2 for each, €2 for each. Seems like a good price. And like I said, they are in really good condition. Like they're perfect. They are perfect. I don't think they have even been read once, which usually I tend to also do. On the inside, this is how it looks. Not gonna open it more. But yeah, that's how that thing looks. Yes, it is in German, but I don't mind because this is something that you don't typically find. Comic books from game-related things, there's not that many. So another thing checked off my list. Then I found there were a bunch of bins with CDs and stuff like that, and most of them are like jazz, funk, hippity, whatever, or whatever things that I don't really care about. However, I did find someone who had a couple of CDs that were interesting to me, and I bought 3 of them. The first one is Disturbed. We got the Asylum record. Really cool, good condition. That's how the CD looks on the inside. CD is not that scratched, it's a little bit dirty, but it's okay. Then we got an AC/DC from Iron Man 2. This is really cool. It has like the CD and like a little booklet in here with, stuff from AC/DC and Iron Man and things like that. And it's a double CD, that's the back. And the CDs also look very cool. This is how the CD looks. So yeah, that's another thing. It is a little bit busted on the bottom side because the CD is kind of flipping out, but that's an easy fix of just gluing a little bit the underside so that the CD doesn't flop. And then, for me specifically, this is probably one of the coolest finds that I found. And I did not believe my eyes when I saw this thing. This is a really cool In Flames double CD. This is from Come Clarity. That's how this looks. That's the back. And then if you open it up, you got your 2 CDs over there. Yes, they look weird, but you guys can see the reflections. It's all white, and also the graphic is white on them. They kind of have like this yin and yang effect, because one is printed in one way and the other one is like the counter printing of that thing. So that's how those things look. And then it also has this thing. Now this is awesome. You got your little send your thing and win something, a nuclear blast, something, I don't know. I think it's a booklet, right? You can open it up. Yeah. Oh, so you can send whatever and win some stuff, and also like commercial for teas and other whatnot from Nuclear Blast. Also the pocket pouch where that thing is Also really cool. And then we have this thing. This booklet is a nice little poster that I don't want to wreck. And it has like this really nice artwork. And on the back you have like your booklet from the songs and texts and stuff like that. So this is, like I said, something that you typically do not find and want to cherish forever. So yeah, music stuff, CD stuff and stuff like that. Stuff. A lot of things checked off my list. I am hyped at this moment. Then, what did I say? I said cameras. And I showed you guys I bought this Nikon thing. Like this monstrosity I bought that apparently it works and doesn't work, and I don't know, you know, this thing. I bought this thing a while back. Sure, it's only €5 and still need to figure out how to make it work. Maybe get better batteries or, you know, try something. I did not manage to make it work. However, we found a better thing. I found a new toy. And this one, from my point of view, is kind of cooler. This one is a Panasonic. This is the Panasonic VZ10 or 10 or whatever you want to call it. It has like a lens cap, which has no buttons. It's just really stuck in there and you have to like take it out. And flip out screen like that, and it actually powers on. Hey there, you guys. Hey, you guys see me there, right? So that works. It also has like a zoom, and this is like a VHS thing, and I can actually put tape in it. But this is also probably gonna be one of those nice little projects that we end up doing tapeless. So I can now invest into one of those little recorders and start building like a stupid rig for, you know, old school VHS style nostalgic kind of clips. So I'm really excited about this one. This little find cost me €7. Like I said, it's not a lot, but for me, this means a lot. And you can tell by the grin on my face that I'm really excited about this. So yeah, it has 2 batteries, one big one and one normal one. The battery charger and a Lanard and this little bag where everything sits inside. So, and it works. It works. I'm more happy about the fact that it works. And it's in perfect condition. I swear, you guys seen it. It has all the stickers on it and everything, and it just looks good. It's been probably stored away somewhere, and they found it in the back of their closet, and they were like, well, I gotta get rid of this because I don't need it. Camera stuff, checked off my list. Gaming stuff, comic book, blah 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 blah. Last thing, music. music gear, because music listening we already had. So music gear, that was the last thing on my list. And my wife and child were already at the car, and they were like, we're gonna wait for you and we have to go, blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, sure, I'll be right there. I'm almost done. I just gotta go at the end of this last row, see what's there, and yeah, just finish it up. And with the corner of my eye while strolling about, I saw it. I saw it, and she wanted 30. I said 15. Something stuck with me. My dad pointed out while watching Pawn Shop. I don't remember exactly what the show is. Pawn Stars, right? The show's called that, with Corey and the other guys. And whatever you want for something, they always say, like, almost always say half the price. So my dad pointed that out to me as a funny thing, and I kind of started implementing this. So whenever they say like 10 euros, I say 5, even though it's absurd. But you know, you can kind of meet in the middle, because if they say 10 euros and I say 8, they're gonna say 9. I only get like €1 discount. If I say 5, they're gonna say maybe 8, and then I can maybe go to 7, like on the camera. So yeah, she wanted 30, I said 15. She looked at me with a stinky eye and then said 25, and I said 20, and then I got it for 20. And let me show you exactly what I got before you guys are like, what the hell are you even talking about? Ugh. I got a new keyboard. It's probably not the best, but for 20 euros, I just don't want to drop it. Showing you guys, I got my first Yamaha keyboard. I don't even fit in the frame. So yeah, it's another big keyboard from Yamaha. Has a gazillion sounds and functionalities for learning piano and stuff like that. It's another one of those like beginner-esque things. However, what I think this is really cool for me, for not spending a whole lot for it, it has MIDI in and out. So it's also a MIDI keyboard. You can use that. It has a sustain port for a sustain pedal, and also phone's output, which looks like, you know, a bigger output. So you can probably do a lot of things with this one as well. It is also battery operated, and I do have the charger for this one. I did test it out. It sounds perfect. No distortion, no glitch, no nothing. I went through almost all of the banks. Everything is a-okay. It sounds, it turns on. It needs a cleaning because it's really dusty and sticky a little bit. But that's pretty much it. So yeah, I kind of checked off all of my boxes for this little flea market, and I'm happy to end the video on this note. Basically, just gonna stop right here, dump the footage, start editing everything that you saw up until now, and post it online, because otherwise you wouldn't have seen this. Anyways, that's it for my second studio vlog. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Gonna finish off. Had to work. I have to work this weekend a little bit because fell behind a little bit. But it's not a pain in the ass. The weather is gruesome outside, so there's nothing to do anyways. Just stay inside. So I'd rather pick up the slack at work and be okay for the next week and not be under stress. So yeah, that being said, I am looking forward to seeing you guys in the next studio vlog. And I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do next week, but we'll figure it out and see what unfolds, what happens. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. See you next time.